Hey guys, I'm back with another edition of That One Doll tag, and I have Charlotte with me today. Her full name is Charlotte Robin Lansbury. Charlotte, I picked the name Charlotte because I like old-fashioned names. I have a couple other dolls that have old-fashioned names as well, and I also like names that are not really quite as popular anymore as they used to be. She wears a lot of old-fashioned clothes and stuff, so I thought that would really fit her character. Robin, I just kind of liked the idea of her middle name being after some type of bird. I have another doll character that I haven't shelled yet, but her name will be Wren, so I thought it would be kind of like a reoccurring theme. Lansbury is after Angela Lansbury, and I think I already explained that in the London's video, but they're brother and sister, so. The second question is what sculpt is your doll and why did you choose it? This Charlotte is a soul doll Rye, and I actually had a really hard time picking a sculpt for her because I had a specific face shape in mind. She has kind of a broad face with a little short nose and this jawline. For some reason, I had a very specific idea of what I wanted her jawline and her facial shape to be, and they hadn't released Rye yet, and I was looking at Lana and Maribel, and I'm really glad I didn't choose Maribel because I actually like saw pictures of her later and was like, ugh, I don't like her at all. But no offense if you have one, that's just my personal tastes. Juana I still really like, but not as much as Rye for her character. So I'm really glad I went with Rye, and they only released her for like a certain, like they discontinued the double line after that, so I was really glad to get a hold of one. Um, Number three is how long have you had this doll? I got Charlotte May 30th of 2013. Um, yeah, it's been I can't believe it's already 2017. I'm like, oh my god, I already had her that long. That's kind of impressive actually. But number four is the pros and cons of the sculpt. Um, this is the newer Soul Doll double body. I've never had one of the old Soul Doll double girls, but I liked the aesthetic of this one better than the old one. She poses really good. Like her arms and stuff like fold up so she can rest her arm on her shoulder. Her legs have double joints, but they're hidden, so they look good when she's wearing skirts and stuff because she has these cute little knees. But when she bends her legs, they're also very functional. She has a very petite build. Like her arms and legs are kind of like skinny, and I kind of like that for her character because she's supposed to be kind of twiggy. Um, Her nickname as a child was little hen or little chicken because she had these scrawny little legs, but she had really poofy hair, and like she was always looking down at the ground at like little plant life and stuff like that. Because she's very into flowers and botany and stuff, so she was always looking at the ground, and she just looked like a little chicken. That was something her brother London came up with actually. But yeah, the aesthetic of this body like really fit her character. The only negative thing I have to say about this sculpt is that these boobs are like huge and balloon like, and I actually have modded them a bit to be not so poofy and fakey looking, but I'm gonna mod them further so that she has smaller boobs because I don't like huge boobs, and they don't really like fit her character that much either. Considering she has these like spindly little arms, she just looks very top heavy and awkward with these giant boobs. So they're gonna go eventually when I get some fine grit sandpaper. But also she has an MSD head, which is not bad because she's a girl and she's petite, so it looks okay. But if you do buy wigs for an older, like, Soul Doll double girl, I'm gonna say, I don't know. All the Soul Doll doubles that I have wear MSD size wigs. They have rather smallish heads. However, her face is, like, pretty wide, so it doesn't look that small. Um, Number five, how has your doll... Wait, I skipped one. Um, tell us about face-ups and mods done to the doll. I believe Charlotte has only had 2 face-ups. This, I think, is her second one. The first one I did, I gave her white eyelashes, and I don't know, it just didn't make her eyes stand out very much, and she has like gray colored hair, so it didn't really go. London has white hair, so his white eyelashes look right. But this face up I really like. I'm considering redoing it, but for the time being I still really like it. So um I think it'll stay for a while longer. I think I just have to experiment with some looks and stuff for her. But yeah, she's had 2 face ups, both by me, and she's had a slight breast modification, which I'll be doing more with that. Um, Number 6, how has your doll evolved since you first got them? She hasn't really, like, she fit the character really well, like, her sculpt fits it really well, so, and I had a pretty specific idea about her character. I still don't feel like I know her as well as I could, so, I'm starting to write stories involving her and, her husband River and stuff and how they met. So I kind of need to just do some more writing about her to get more into the character. I have a hard time with the girl characters because I'm really into the guy characters. The girls, I think, suffer a little bit because of it, but I still really love my girl dolls, and they do have a place in the story and everything. So she hasn't evolved as much as she could, uh, but there's room for that. So it's not like I'm not interested in doing anything with her. I do have like sewing things and other projects that I want to do with her. Um, number do 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 do. Number 7. Sorry, I'm like, it's very confusing how I have this written down. Your doll's favorite prop or clothing, something that belongs specifically to that doll. Recently, she kind of claimed this little guy. Um, my mom bought this little goat and decided that I needed to have it because she bought a couple other ones for herself, and I was like, oh my god, it's a goat, it's so adorable. But this little guy is just right doll size, and he's been sitting on her lap, and I think she's kind of claimed him. So this is little Pierre, and that is hers. Also, well, my girls tend to share stuff every once in a while, but specifically these shawls, like this one I think is actually handmade. I got in a trade, a doll swap thing. And I love these shawls. I have that one, and I also have this one that I got from Dalmore. But shawls are really specifically a Charlotte thing. So my other girls, I think Suri's worn, excuse me, that second one like once, but it doesn't. They're Charlotte's. I bought them for Charlotte. Um, Number 8 is, how is this doll related to your other dolls? She is London's little sister. They're 4 years apart. She's with River, who is currently just a Korea's. I forget what the sculpt's name is. It's like Kang Yu Moon or something like that. And he's just a head right now. But eventually he'll have his own body. So River is her boyfriend slash husband. Silas is one of her best friends. And I guess Ryan would be her half brother. But I don't have Ryan yet as a doll, so that's just kind of character wise. But she's pretty good friends with the other girls and stuff. For some reason, she tends to make more guy friends than girlfriends. I don't know why that is, because she's pretty girly, but most of her guy friends are kind of gay, I guess. But yeah. Number 9 is, what plans do you have for this doll? Like I said, I'm going to give her a boob reduction. But I also kind of want to experiment with making her a wig. Although I just trimmed the bangs like straight on this one, and I really like the way it looks with her face. Like it really frames her eyebrows and her face and stuff. And I like the way it's kind of wiry and poofy and pretty low maintenance. But eventually I will probably make her a wig, which doesn't mean I'll be getting rid of this one, but just means I'll be playing around. She has kind of like this faded gray hair, so I don't know, it sounds kind of fun to make a wig for her, so I'll probably just do that when I find the right material. Um, I was gonna give her another face up, but I still really like this one, so I think I'm gonna keep it for a while. Other than that, I am gonna get her more clothes and more shoes. I'll probably be doing some sewing. She's supposed to have a Mori girl type style, and she has some stuff, but I'd like to make her more pieces that she can kind of mix and match with. So like skirts that can go under dresses or whatever. I made these like leggings not that long ago out of a pair of socks, and they're really cozy. Um, but I just have so many ideas for her, and I just haven't worked on it that much. So, yeah, lots of stuff that Charlotte still needs. Number 10 is the last question, and it's list 5 quick facts about their character or personality. I actually kind of mentioned this, but she is a botanist. She owns her own nursery. She's always been into plant life, and she likes to spend a lot of times outdoors. Given that she's like has some albinism, it's kind of hard on her, but she wears like big sun hats and like covers her arms and stuff like that. She doesn't really let it hold her back, which is cool. Um, she likes disco music, which is kind of odd considering you don't really think of that when you look at her, but when like she's cleaning the house and things like that, she likes to listen to disco music, also like Michael Jackson and stuff, and just like kind of get her groove on. She's a little weirder than she appears, I guess. Not that that's that weird. I like some disco music as well, so I can't say anything about that, but she dresses in a Mori style, which I kind of mentioned, but if you don't know what Mori style is, it's kind of like a layered look of like old-fashioned dresses with like cameo prints, little aprons, sun hats. They wear like Mary Janes or like old-fashioned looking boots. She's got these little saddle shoes. Just kind of like a granny style, really. Like they wear long dresses, and they're very layered, and it's kind of a very modest style, which this really isn't that modest right now, but we'll just pretend not to see that. um she's a very stubborn, strong-willed girl. She has to be because of her brother being London. She's his younger sister, but she feels sometimes like she still needs to look out for him and make sure that he's behaving, I guess. Um, she wishes sometimes that she had a musical talent. Her other friends, River, her husband, has a wonderful singing voice, and she has this like monotone, like droll goth girl like type voice, like where she sounds like she could be on like Addams Family or something. And unfortunately you can't really help the voice that you're given, and she's just not very, she's like almost tone deaf. And Silas is a musician, and he's one of her closest friends, and she just wishes that she could kind of share that musical talent with them. But you know, she's got all of her other wonderful attributes, so it's, don't feel bad about it, Charlotte. Anyway, that is it for Charlotte, and I will see you guys in the next tag or whatever video I do next. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching, and see you next time.